Sunday morning and welcome back at 7:30. I'm Maddie Kurth. The Saints are treated to some real fall weather this weekend while we are still battling the dry heat back here at home. Let's get you over to meteorologist Hannah Gard for a look at that Weather Authority forecast. Relief soon, please.
Yes, we're a little bit jealous of those who have traveled to the Saints game today to Seattle because they do get a little nice taste of fall up there. But we have a pattern change coming this week. Giving you the first alert, we're going to see rain chances increasing, and then we'll have a front coming through on Thursday that will return us to a slightly nicer feel for the time of year. Looking at Viper radar, we do have some rain showers offshore to the southwest. We'll see this moisture starting to move inland as we go through the rest of the morning. So by the afternoon, we have to start watching for a couple of isolated showers and a storm or two. I'm watching for lightning as the main threat with anything today, and we could see some isolated pockets of heavier rainfall, but the coverage is not super high. Not everyone is going to get the rain, and many areas will be still seeing that sunshine through the afternoon hours. Tomorrow, very similar. We dry out overnight. We start off dry, and then once we get that daytime heating in the afternoon and we get to about 2 to 3 o'clock, we're going to see those showers and storms popping up tomorrow as well. Once again, watching for that lightning, so something to think about as the kiddos are getting picked up from school on Monday. We might have a little bit of rain around, which is a difference from the pattern we've been stuck in. Tuesday, we'll see some scattered showers and storms as well. Wednesday looks pretty wet. The front will be coming down, and the timing will matter for when we see rain. If it's a little bit faster and comes through Wednesday afternoon, evening, we'll see rain mainly on Wednesday. If it's a little bit slower, most of the rain and storms will be on Thursday. You can see that it kind of has it in the coastal areas Thursday. That's because the modeling has sped up the front there. Yesterday, it was showing most of the storm activity on Thursday. So we'll see how that times out. We'll keep watching that through the week, but we need some meaningful rainfall. So far for the month, we've had 0.005 inches of rain, which is trace amounts of rainfall. We are 3.77 inches below where we should be for the month. So we barely had any rain through the entire month of September. On water vapor, you see this U shape that's happening here between the orange colors over the desert southwest. This is a broad area of low pressure. That's what's giving us the lift to see some showers today. We have a swirl up here in the plains, and then here's the big digging swirl that has brought some rain to Seattle this morning where the Saints are playing. That's the system we want to watch. This big low will swing all the way across the central U.S., get down to us by Wednesday, Thursday, bringing us those storms, and then see how deep this low is compared to the pattern we've been in the past week or so where we don't have any features like this. This is what will bring us some more dry air and a slightly cooler feel, especially in the morning hours. Our highs, 94 today, low 90s through Wednesday, and then here comes the front that will drop us to the upper 80s Friday, I think 86. It's going to feel much better than the summer-like heat that we have been stuck with over the past 2 or so weeks. In the tropics, we have Tropical Storm Gabrielle. This has a pretty defined center here, but it's very lopsided. Most of the storm activity on the southeastern side of it, 65-mile-per-hour sustained winds. The good news with this system is it is going to pass east of Bermuda. It does strengthen to a hurricane by tomorrow, eventually a Category 2 hurricane, and then after it makes that easterly turn, eventually it will be weakening and heading out to sea. National Hurricane Center on this wave following behind it, now saying a medium chance of tropical formation as it moves closer to the Lesser Antilles. But if you look at the orientation of this outlined area, still north of the Caribbean. So I do think that this will not pass into the Caribbean and follow behind Gabrielle. Still has a ways to go on formation here, though. There's not a lot of storm activity around it this morning. Umberto is the next name on the list, if we do see that form. Something interesting, we've only had one named storm in the Gulf this year. That was Barry earlier in the season. It does look like the conditions will become more favorable for closer to home formation in the early parts of October. So we'll be watching that, and that is climatologically what happens in October. We have to watch things closer to home, but if you look at the track, it has it sweeping out to the east. That is because of those fronts that start to come down. Looking at the tower camera, looking beautiful out there with those clouds. We're kind of in the 60s on the North Shore this morning, 70s down to the south. Cloud cover keeping us a little bit warmer to start than yesterday, but 94 today, dry heat, very similar to yesterday, except that we could see a scattered shower or storm, and that will be true each afternoon. Wednesday, Thursday look like our best chance to get some heavier rainfall, some hopefully drenching rainfall, Maddie, but even then you can see our coverage Thursday only 40%. I think that the lucky ones will get the rain to kind of help with those yards, help with the gardens.
Anybody's going to take that splash and dash too.
We need
it. It's yellow and brown and all over.
We need that moisture. And then behind that front, it's going to dry out again for the weekend. Next weekend looks great for tailgaters. Definitely not battling the summer-like heat as much as we have the past 2 weekends.
Right, bust out those sprinklers and hope for a wetter day.
Yes, I do think that we could get some of that rain, hopefully.
All righty. Thank you, Hannah.